How do internet? Gaga back again in his cave. Been working on the simplex in the background. Just actually stripped it right down to the chassis, took the cylinders and everything off, the wheels of motion, all the bits and pieces. Plus the frame needed painting, so I thought while I'm doing that, I need a building frame to hold the loco while I'm putting it together. They get a bit heavy when you try to turn it over. So I've been looking online and found quite a few ideas. So here's my idea of a 5-inch gauge loco build frame. Hope you enjoy. Right, side project time, a building frame. Simplexes get a bit heavy to rotate around, so decided I'm going to make myself a building frame. Got some, was it 4-inch by 2-inch box section bits lying around. Just been at the club to chop a length off of this one. The plan is going to be one end will be welded onto the end of this longer piece, and the piece I've just cut down, I've got it a little bit short, will actually be adjustable so that I can use it for simplex and also for Black 5 when I get onto it. The way this is going to be movable, it's going to have two pieces welded onto the side, either welded or, yeah, probably welded, with a hole drilled through there and a nut and bolt right through to hold it rigid, but that'll be literally moved along to a specific spot, and then between the two there's going to be on each end, no, wrong bit, I've got a couple of bearings and a bit of rod which is going to go through the box section, with having a plate on the end that will clamp the buffer beam to the plate. Got these bearings. I've got a piece of 35mm round rod which I'm going to make a plate to go over it, so that this will go through there and the plate will clamp it on, hold it nice and rigid, so it's not going to have any wobble. Just in the process now of drawing up the bits and pieces. I'll need four plates, one for each end. One end is going to have will be free running, which will be this end, and the movable end is going to have a clamp on it, so I can clamp the chassis either in one orientation, turn it upside down in the other, but also I'm going to have it so it can go in all four positions. So there'll be a square piece of metal with holes drilled in the corners or near the corners, so that I can rotate it, put a pin through the whole of this, hold it nice and rigid. That's the cunning plan. So where are we now? Just the process of finding the centre of one of these. What I have done is I've measured the length I need, how high up I need the hole to be, and came out with, where's my tape, my ruler gone? Just there. I came up with 15mm from here, so it'll be 15mm. That gives me enough room for the frame to rotate and not catch. So 15mm, find the centre, it's 4 inches, the centre is 2, which is there. next drill through there and also drill through the other end. I'm not going to bother recording that because that's literally just drilling a hole through some metal, but the hole will be slightly larger than the shafting I've got to go through. I'll bring you back in a while. And right, that's the holes through on the fixed end. Bearings are going to go over here, over the rod, and I've got a bit of 35mm round, which I'm going to make a clamp on that will be screwed to the frame. Fits nicely. Now I've just got to do the other end. Then tomorrow I need to head up to the club because the bit of 35mm rod that I've got is actually a metre long, and I don't fancy cutting through that with my hacksaw. So I'll carry on working out the drawings. I might weld up the frame, but then again, no, I might not. I'll give that a miss. But yes, coming on. Need to decide how I'm going to make the clamping plate that's going to clamp on here, or should I put it on the outer end? When I say this, it's not going to be this one, it's going to be on the other end. I might weld this end plate on. Right, bring you back when I've got a bit more to show you. And that's the shaft all the way through. Lines up nicely. Quite pleased about that. I think that's enough for today. Right. Next stop, club tomorrow. Right, nice length of 35mm diameter mild steel to make the bearing housings up. I need 4 pieces about 20-odd mil long. I'm going to have to cut that off, and it's one of the hottest days of the year so far. Thank goodness the club's got a power hacksaw. I would not fancy doing that by hand in this weather. It was 35 degrees when I was driving up. So the next thing is to turn them down to make almost like a top, well, it's the bearing housing. You'll see when I've done it. Right, and that's the bull race press fit in. 4 holes. Next job is to fit that to the upright, and to do that, get it nice and level. Where's my? I've got the. Oh, back out a bit. Yep. That's the shaft that's going to go through. Fits in there nice and tight. So here's first end on. This one I didn't drill all the way through because it's holding the bearing shaft. Then Here's the second end. Zoom in a bit on it. Second end. Next thing is a piece to go on there that will hold the buffer beam. It's basically the same sort of thing as the bearing heads. We've gone like that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of a step in, and then there'll be a flat on the top, a couple of lock screws with a cross piece on it. So we'll bring you back presently. Right, there's that bit made. Yeah, we've got the step. That is to clear the heads of the bolts, the clamps, and all I've done is I've just put 4 countersunk bolts or screws tapped into the end, and then that will fit on there. Tighten these up, and then that's the fixed end done. It's only fixed in the backwards and forwards. This bit is designed to rotate. Bring you back in a few minutes. Right, there's a second end. I did make a slight change in the fact, instead of the screws to hold it, this cross piece, I actually MIG welded it in place. Really needs that clearing up a bit more. I'm going to put it in the mill and take that down a bit just to finish it. And at the other end there's a similar sort of piece which is used to zoom out a bit. This bit's fixed, and I've drilled a hole and tapped it M10. That'll hold that. This screw here is a fine adjustment. If I loosen it off, I can rotate slightly. Let's just do that. Get it square. And then the chassis will fit between it. So yeah, quite pleased with how that's gone. I'll put the chassis in so you can get the effect, and then I'll get this uploaded. Oh, there we go, that's the chassis in. When I took the buffers out, the buffers are, it's basically bolted through the buffer holes. Rotates nicely, and it's got a locking bolt, as I say. Just needs a little wiggle to get it in. That holds it, and if I do need to go off of 90 degrees for any reason, loosen this set screw off, rotate it, tighten it, and now I'm done. Happy days.